Zelensky bad news. Russia's Putin supporter travels to Cold War-era nuclear test site in the Arctic as tensions rise. As nuclear tensions reach their highest point in decades due to the Ukraine conflict, Russia's defense minister has visited one of the Soviet Union's most famous nuclear testing sites. The Russian Defense Ministry released a statement on Saturday saying that Sergei Shoigu, a close ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, had visited the Novaya Zemlya nuclear testing facilities in the Arctic. The Russian Defense Ministry added over the weekend that Shoigu had flown over Russia's central training ground with Alexei Likachev, the head of Russia's state nuclear company Rosatom. According to the ministry, more than 130 nuclear weapons tests were conducted at the central training ground between 1954 and 1990. Russia's invasion of Ukraine ratcheted up nuclear tensions around the world. Putin withdrew Russia from the New START Treaty, which limits nuclear arsenals in Moscow and Washington, in February 2023. The Kremlin leader then told Russian citizens in a speech that Rosatom should be prepared to resume nuclear testing if Washington does so first. To paraphrase what Putin said, "Of course, we will not be the first to do this," Reuters reported. But he added, "We will test if the United States does." To paraphrase, no one must be under any dangerous illusions that global strategic parity can be destroyed. A Russian official stated in February that Novaya Zemlya was ready to resume nuclear testing if necessary, according to state news agency TASS. A statement from the Russian Defense Ministry said the central training ground is now used for carrying out of tests of advanced samples of weapons and military equipment, without providing further detail. The Russian Defense Ministry has been contacted by Newsweek via email for comment. Soviet scientists detonated the largest nuclear weapon ever tested, the thermonuclear Tsar Bomba, on the Arctic archipelago of Novaya Zemlya in 1961. This testing began in the mid-1950s. Since the end of the Cold War, there has been a moratorium on nuclear testing. When asked in late April if Russia might resume nuclear testing, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov dismissed the idea, saying, "At the moment, everyone is sticking to the moratorium." At the beginning of April 2023, the United Kingdom and France issued a joint statement commemorating the 25th anniversary of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, CTBT, in which they expressed their concern over Russia's announcement that it will ensure its preparedness to conduct a nuclear test. London and Paris reaffirmed the significance of the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, CTBT, which Russia has signed and ratified, and the importance of Russia's compliance with its moratorium on nuclear tests. After the Kremlin announced in March that strategic nuclear weapons would be sent into Belarus, Putin announced in mid-June that tactical nuclear weapons had been moved to the country, which borders both Ukraine and Russia. It is very unlikely that Moscow will use nuclear weapons, U.S. Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines assured lawmakers in May 2023. Tactical nuclear weapons deployment, however, was described as a real threat by U.S. Vice President Joe Biden in mid-June. According to the Russian Ministry of Defense, Shoigu also inspected Arctic troops and plans to defend specially important installations.